Feed Me by Alan Wardroper. I went into the garage and found these two old spanners feeding their brood. I bolted into the house and secured my camera and took the photo. I hope with all the talk about it being just for fun, the rules will be adjustable to be able to include this. Zoe Zebra by Peter Lawrence. Have thought about it and what harm can it do by entering it. It is after all just for fun. Spent ages in the garden trying to capture something. We don't have pets, the birds have flown away, even the amorous pigeons have given up. The creepy crawlies have crept and crawled out of sight, the bees and other flying things have gone to ground. The pesky squirrel has given up being a pest, so out came our pet zebra, Zoe. A Swan and Its Reflection by Alan Sims, with the original image. Blowfly by Peter Lawrence. Having had Zoe Zebra disallowed, I had to go find this fly. Bullfinch by John Denny. Dawn Chorus by Ian Waite. It was not an easy one, so this is a bit ordinary. Florence and Fionn, the Barlston Coos by Andy Freeman. These were taken on my daily wander around the village. Image has had a bit of a crop, colour and sharpness boost, and I've lost the white house at the back. Garden Raider by Steve Beckson. I was going to come up with a garden giraffe, but Peter beat me with Zoe Zebra. The squirrel was part of a group that took it in turns to raid my bird feeders, taking on a Canon 7D Mark II with Canon 100 to 400mm lens set at 300mm, f6.3, 1/320th of a second at ISO 640, processed in Adobe Lightrooms. Goldfinch by Trish Ruddin. Here's Looking at You by Loz Watterson. Original image of the robin. All that I did was crop it, remove the branch to the left, drop the highlights and lift the shadows. I also increased exposure slightly. Is the Barbers Open Yet by Andy Freeman. This one has had a bit of a crop and a bit of colour and sharpness, and then I messed about with the width and the inner and outer brightness on a vignette. Let's Huddle Together by Paul Steens. I came across these little baby common garden spiders on a strawberry plant leaf. The distance across the group of baby spiders was about 10mm, so they are tiny. Lockdown Fun by Isabel Chesterman. Orange Tip Butterfly by Margaret Waterson. This is the original image. It was taken in my garden on April the 16th in lockdown. It was taken with a Fuji X-T3. I don't ever remember an orange tip to visit the garden before. I had to be quick when I saw it. Finally landed on this plant. It stayed there for a very short time and I was lucky to capture it. In Photoshop, all I did was crop and zoom in a bit to get the butterfly bigger in the frame. Took highlights down, added some contrast and a little bit of colour balance. Peekaboo by Wendy Cook. Taking on Lumix Compact and photo was cropped, tweaked exposure. Percy Pigeon by Roger Leck. Poppy Having a Swing by Martin Hall. Originally I'd taken a picture of Poppy in the house, but was then told I needed to be outside. So I got her to sit on the garden swing and did a vignette and darkened the background. At the top taken on my Samsung S20 64MP phone, 1/320th of a second, f2 5.9mm. Robin and Garden Fork by Trish Ruddin. I've been shooting lots of birds in my garden this year and finally got one on the garden fork. Take a Bow by Chantel Cooper. What's Social Distancing by Steve Pearce. You Looking at Me by Gary Wood. This cat sits on our shed roof most days, hoping I'll take pity on him and give him some food. The challenge was getting some detail in the black face against the bright blue sky.